My parents have been unbelievable to me. They are definitely the best two people that I could have ever asked to call mom and dad. They have taken me under their wing in so many ways and have just always been there for me. Good times, bad times, and they're very real. They know my goals, they know my dreams, but they also, have always kept me very level, with my career and just kind of, growing up as a 18-year-old, professional golfer to now I'm 33 and how I can develop into, the woman that I am.
The best thing that they could have done for me was they let me be me. They never tried to change me. They always tried to help spur me on to be a better person in any way possible, and try and give back to the world as much as possible.
Growing up with a very competitive family is obviously really great. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily affected me in a competitive way, more of in a comfort way where I know that I have someone to go to when something goes wrong.
Both my brothers and my dad introduced me to the game. I started when I was 5 years old. We lived on a golf course and I basically just tried to follow in my brother's footsteps. I went out and watched them and then started with my little plastic clubs in the patio with wiffle balls, and my dad was always out there supporting me and just teaching me how to swing the club, but they both had an influence on me and my game. I always try to beat them and compete with them, and it just made me so much better of a player and a better person off the golf course as well.
Yeah, my dad introduced me to the game when I was really young, and he put the club in my hand to start. He gave me an opportunity and introduced me to everything. Never pushed me in one direction. He had kind of just started playing golf himself, and he was starting to really enjoy it too, so it was a fun thing that he and I could go do in the evenings in the summertime after school. There's certainly a few moments. I mean, there's a lot of moments that I've shared, great moments I've shared with my dad on the golf course. I remember seeing him on the 18th green at Augusta after winning my first major there at the Masters, and him being kind of the first one to greet me since he got me started in the game and taught me kind of the lessons that golf ends up teaching you, and he was the one who kind of opened my eyes to setting goals, and that tournament, the Masters, was my goal to win, my number one goal in the sport of golf, and so to see him there was incredible after kind of a dream come true moment.
Those memories I'll cherish for the rest of my life because I was with my parents, with my mom on her birthday, and we went to Pebble Beach and we played 18 out there, and we had an awesome, amazing time at Pebble Beach for my first time ever. It was really a cool moment, and definitely spurred me to want to be better because it was a golf course I'd never played. It was a professional golf course and or tour golf course, and I got to experience it and I played well.
My dad was the one that introduced me to the game of golf. He was the one that drove me to every junior tournament, the one that the person I dragged to the driving range on long winter nights when he probably didn't really want to go. My dad had a huge influence on my game, and I'm obviously very happy he put a club in my hand. And my mum, she really is the unsung hero of my journey, I guess, and she was the one. She's a little more reserved, probably taught me a little more about discipline. My dad's very much more open and engaging and talks to everyone. My mother's a little more reserved, but she's always, again, very supportive. If I ever have a problem or I want to talk to someone about something, it's usually my mother that I would call first.
My mom has never played a whole hole of golf in her life. She was a tennis player. She knows so much about the game, all the rules, and where you're hitting and all of that, but she has never played a whole hole of golf in her life. I have a lot of memories with my dad. I started the game because of him. I lived on the first hole of a golf course in California, and it was something that he and I could do, and I'll never forget, we would always play for things on the putting green. I wanted these pair of overalls so bad, and I had to beat him in a putting contest to get these overalls. And it took me 2 to 3 weeks to finally actually get to win. And I ran home because I lived on the first hole, and I actually ran all the way back to the house telling my mom, we're going to the mall, we're getting my overalls.
My favorite memories of my dad with golf growing up, I would have to say, is when I started in tournaments. He went out with me and caddied for me, and he was always there by my side. I always say he was my hard drive. I'm just his little robot out there.
My grandpa started to take up the game of golf when I was 2, and that he took me as well as my dad started to pick up interest in it as well. So the three of us kind of all started learning how to play and practice and beat up on each other together. And We used to hang at the local driving range a lot, Marietta Valley Golf Range, and putting contests, a chipping contest, close to the pin. Typically I would end up having some money to go get a ice cream or candy for my winnings.
I was very lucky to have very supportive parents, but supportive in a way that didn't push me just in one, down one path. They supported me as a person, and I was the one that wanted to play this game, and they did everything they could to help me.